Our forecast calls for mostly sunny skies for the rest of the day. Mostly clear tonight, an overnight low in the low 60s. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 87. At 3:09, sunshine, 85 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
What have we learned about Heidi?
But cockroaches were the least of her problems. Heidi had to fight for every opportunity.
You know, Heidi is, even though she's very kind of sweet and innocent.
Heidi wanted out of the slum, and her agent wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
she uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Another beautiful day. Heidi Glaus here with Josh Gilbert. Bob has the afternoon, not necessarily off, but he does a lot of play-by-play. So he is off with Lindenwood's football team this afternoon. Joe Davis sitting in on the board, and we have got a lot to get to in a short amount of time because Mizzou football kicks off tonight. Taking on Central Arkansas. Kickoff is 6:30, but the pre-show begins early, which means we're out of here at 4:30 this afternoon. That also means that we had our own little pre-party here at KTRS, and thanks to the boss and Three Bay Barbecue for an awesome barbecue this afternoon. I don't know, Josh, if you tried the potato salad, because I do love potato salad.
I didn't.
Oh, it was delicious. The coleslaw, delicious. I know all of the meats. There's a turkey sandwich. There was a little rib. There was
rib sandwich, saucy rib.
It was all delicious. So, you know, Three Bay Barbecue. Check them out if you've never had them because every single thing is delicious.
I saw people I didn't even know worked here anymore.
I'm not sure they did. They were just kind of coming. They heard about the food.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. Thought that was interesting. Let me tell you what we have coming up in this shortened edition of the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob and Josh. First up at 3:30, we're not letting you down. We're still going to talk movies, and we're going to do that with Max Foisey. And since we are off early because of football, we're going to talk football movies.
All right.
Which I think is going to be fun.
Do you have a favorite football movie that comes to mind? A lot of people at North Dallas 40, is that what it's called?
What is that one?
That's
Rudy, of course, comes to mind.
Rudy.
Yeah.
What's the one? It was a TV movie, but the one with James Caan, Brian's song.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Of course, you've got the TV show, too, Friday Night Lights, which I keep saying I want to go back and start.
And Varsity Blues?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's probably more than we realize, but we'll talk about that with Max Foisey. And, of course, as always, we want you to be a part of the conversation on the Woods Basement Systems text line, 84126. We'll also check in with Brad Garrett, the ABC crime and terrorism analyst, and talk about this horrific mass shooting that took place in Minneapolis. And as, you know, they continue to search for a motive, but what can Brad's brain tell us about it? And in the 4 o'clock, we'll have some headlines. We'll talk a little entertainment, and then we'll say goodbye with some randoms and let Mizzou football take over. I met a friend for coffee today at a place that I have never been. And I know some of you are going to say, oh, downtown St. Louis. You'd be wrong. I went to 21C Museum Hotel. Have you been yet?
I have not. My wife, for my birthday, wanted to go to
Idlewild.
Idlewild, yeah.
It is gorgeous. So it's a 173-room boutique hotel in downtown St. Louis. I didn't go take a tour of the rooms, but I was doing a little, Googling. They even have a room with bunk beds. So how cool is that? I've never seen a hotel with a room with bunk beds. So that was cool. But they also have the museum, I think on the second floor. They do free guided museum tours that Danielle Kimes, new to the Lou, told us about on an earlier show. But then they have Idlewolf and Good Press, which is the coffee shop. But was really cool and immediately caught my attention was this place is rooted in St. Louis, and it kind of amplifies all the local voices, and they try to foster creativity because they are attached to the museum, and they want to build a more connected community through art and hospitality. So the gift shop is a kind of curated hotel collection, and it showcases locally made products from all sorts of local businesses, Black and Latina owned businesses across the region. So each one is thoughtfully curated. It was just so cool to see that. I've never seen that at a hotel gift shop. So I thought it was super cool. And if you're looking for somewhere unique, or you have friends and family coming in and you're looking for a fun, different kind of hotel, I say check it out. I also saw this and thought this might be up Josh's alley because he's constantly, looking for ways to make a name for himself.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily going to make you money on this one, but if you want to break a world record, Guinness says there are about 70 that have never been attempted. Okay? So, kind of the full list is too long, but I'm going to give you some of them, and I thought maybe someone might want to attempt. By
the way,
yeah.
We didn't do back in the day yesterday.
No, we did not. Why didn't we?
We just didn't have time.
Okay.
But I think the Guinness Book of World Records was
launched.
founded.
Yes.
Yeah, on this date yesterday, and it's 70 years old. I would have thought it was older. I would have thought it was older than 70 years old. August 27th, 1955.
Okay.
Is when it launched, and it is tied into the beer company, right?
Yeah, it was something like they wanted to be able to do something at the brewery or while people were drinking their beer. I don't remember exactly, but there is some tied to it. But here are a couple that you can try to attempt or even just practice over the weekend and see how many you can get. Most high fives in 30 seconds. What was the deep sigh about?
This is why I'm starting to get over the Guinness Book of World Records.
You think that's just too silly, too frivolous?
Frivolous is a great term for it.
What, in your opinion, is a great Guinness World Record?
Tallest person.
Well, you can't attempt that. These are things you can attempt.
I remember
You're never going to get in for that.
Well, sure. I remember when they did the book fair at school. And every year you'd always want to get the Guinness Book of World and open it up.
And you always went to the ones with the long nails.
The woman with the longest nails.
Yes.
Right? And she only had
curled.
The thumbname curled up. It was
still trying to figure out how you type or you open up a door.
She just did it on the one hand because the other hand, she, had to do stuff.
Yeah.
She had to eat with it. Fastest human. That's an Olympic thing,
yes.
I would think. They would always have those twins that rode the motorcycles, the big world's fattest twins or something.
I
that's
feel like that, though, is like
that's probably not
circus,
PC.
old-time freak show
Probably not
stuff.
PC these days.
No.
Yeah.
How about this? You could do this one. Most coffee houses visited in a month.
Do we have enough in St. Louis
yes,
to break
we have
that
a
record?
ton.
Okay.
I just mentioned one. Good press.
Well, I'll go there first.
Okay. This one's kind of silly. Most headbands worn at once. I think I could pull that off. I have quite a few of them.
Yeah, dozens and dozens. Most anchovies eaten in 1 minute? Come on. What are we doing?
This one, most T-shirts put on in 1 minute. But that reminds me, have you ever been to a family reunion or a backyard party where they freeze a T-shirt and then the kids have to try to break it apart and it's the first one to put it on and that's who gets a prize?
I mean, I'm following you here, but I've never heard of this.
Okay. You soak all these
This is a Southern
T-shirts and they're Well, no, it was Marsha's family on both sides that did this.
She's mid-mo, right?
Mid-Missouri. And then the last time we did it, we were over in Illinois. Where did we go?
Is it fun? It sounds fun.
It is fun. So it's frozen in like a ball, and you're either kind of like a bag of ice. When it gets together, you can try to throw it on the ground. If you're
Can I pour hot water on it?
no,
Oh.
no. Well, I guess depending on how you make the rules, because I know that you can take a hammer trying to break it up. You can team up with somebody and try to pull it apart.
Joe, write this down. Fastest person to put on a frozen T-shirt.
Well, that's a game. That's not on here. It just made me.
How many frozen T-shirts can you put on in 1 minute?
This says just most T-shirts put on in 1 minute, but I'm going to tell you, you couldn't put on a single frozen one in 1 minute. It takes a lot longer to actually break it apart and pull it. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Most Pringles eaten in 1 minute. I feel like you would choke on
You
that.
could do that with most Doritos eaten in 1 minute.
That might already be taken.
Most Fritos.
Might be taken.
You could pick any brand.
Yeah, how about a
of chip.
longest paperclip chain in 1 minute? I feel like you could also poke yourself with that one.
How about this one? I'm on board with this one.
Okay.
Greatest height to drop an egg without breaking it. Huh?
Ooh.
And then they do these a lot. Remember how flash mobs used to be a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Most people in one place, wearing red shirts, right?
I think Six Flags years ago tried to do it for most people to do the Thriller dance.
Oh, I like that. Can you do the Thriller dance?
I learned it at the time.
I can do parts of it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
The kind of zombie walk up I'm good with.
Yeah.
And the shoulder thing.
World's largest hot dog, Come on. Where's that on this list?
It's already taken.
Oh, yeah.
These are the 70 that still have
that
yet
no
to
one,
be done.
Yeah, these are the dumb ones that no one's done yet.
Maybe. Most whoopee cushions sat on in 1 minute by a team of two.
Yeah. Here lies Josh Gilbert. He held the record at one point of most whoopee cushions sat on in 1 minute.
Fastest time to make a burrito.
His record was broken by Joe Davis.
Yes. Farthest distance by leapfrog jumps in 1 hour. There are some silly ones, but...
Oh, look, most movie theaters visited in 1 month. Max can do that.
I know. You're just kind of assigning people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody, this is really funny. How about the most eye rolls in 1 minute? Are you saying that you just did it with this conversation?
Yeah.
I understand.
I think I got halfway there.
Mm-hmm. Figured. Belleville had the longest Main Street. They have kind of tipped a cap to that.
Oh, yeah.
And that Main Street is really cool, and they've done a lot with it. Here's one more thing I want to talk about before we bring Max in. Say what you will about Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Is her name Jordan?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
When's their first game of the season?
I don't
North
know.
Carolina.
I don't know. 24 years old, of course. Bill Belichick, 73. She just, and I do think this is smart, filed a trademark for the phrase gold digger.
Well,
I mean,
so is she admitting that's what she is? Because we all knew that.
I don't know. She's going to use it for jewelry, keychains. Her application hasn't been reviewed yet, but
Okay, she's going to use it for a line of jewelry.
mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
lean into it.
I guess, but I'm stunned every time I learn how young she actually is.
Yeah, 23 seems really.
Wow. Well, if you would ask, she's probably 27, 26. No, not the case. Trying to find out. Why, Joe, am I on the wrong page? ACC is the North Carolina Tar Heels. Are they still in the ACC?
They are.
I can't find when their game is this weekend. College football
Maybe
kicks
they don't
off.
play this weekend.
Oh, wait, here we go.
It's because they play Monday.
It's on Monday.
Ah.
They play TCU Monday night. This Monday. Okay. All right. You think, how many times, we talk about Taylor Swift all the time. How many times will the cameras pan
to find her?
To young Jordan?
I don't know. Well, she'll probably be standing right beside him on the field.
Wearing a T-shirt that says gold digger.
Maybe.
Bill should wear a T-shirt that says I'm with gold digger with an arrow pointing.
So very, very true. I don't know. I'd like to be maybe in the Guinness Book of World Records for most cities visited, or maybe beaches. I think that would be fun. And
These guys and gals that try to visit every country.
well, we just had Sam on, who's written a book, Saving Sam. That was his idea, and then he was imprisoned in Syria. That was
Really?
last Friday?
It was on Friday.
He
St.
was
Louis-
fantastic.
St. Louis County Library Book Club.
Yeah.
He was in on Friday. I missed it because I was out on Friday, but that's what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You want to try it? You want to go to North Korea?
No, I didn't say every country. I said beaches.
Does Antarctica count? They've got beaches there.
I don't know. I'm rethinking this. This is why you sit down with Altair Travel and Cruises, and they can go, wait a minute, maybe not the best idea, but there are maybe the best beaches in America. Or maybe, they can say, well, what about boutique hotels? I'm going to tell you, after seeing this one, boutique hotels are really a fun way to go. If I'm not in the RV, we've stayed in one in Memphis. We've been to one in Chicago, and I just love the charm of those. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, sit down with Altair Travel and Cruises, and I'm sure will give you a long list of some really fantastic boutique hotels. But Altair Travel and Cruises can help you kind of pave the way for wherever it is you want to go, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you want to be adventurous and find zip lines or go on hikes with swinging bridges. Altair Travel and Cruises will hook you up. Maybe it's all about the food and trying new things in different cultures. Altair Travel can plan you a trip around all of that. Or maybe it's just resting, relaxing, you want a spa day. Altair Travel and Cruises can plan that. AltairTravel.com is the website. You can also call them, set up an appointment, 314-968-9600. Out of this world adventures and worry-free travel await with Altair Travel. And oh, by the way, there is a Onstage Alaska coming up in just a couple of weeks. Let me tell you what day that is, because I think Alaska is on the list for so many people. So Holland America Line and Altair Travel are going to present Onstage Alaska, which is going to be a really informative live presentation. And it is kind of a great land that is coming to life through Alaska experts, and they'll share their passion for the state. Onstage Alaska is a limited engagement coming up Tuesday, September 23rd at Altair in their living room. That's at 6:30. So if you're interested in traveling to Alaska, mark Tuesday, September 23rd at Altair down on your books. You can register with that number I just mentioned, 314-968-9600. Or again, you can go online, AltairTravel.com. Onstage Alaska at Altair Travel.
Carney proposed to his wife on an Alaskan trip.
Is that right?
How about that? How romantic,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Eiffel Tower,
Oh, boy.
Alaska. I mean, Heidi, doing it in the front room of your house. Where did you guys get engaged?
I mentioned in the basically hallway
In the hallway.
of our house. And it was really romantic, Josh.
You should have gone to Antarctica or schedule a trip to Alaska and get re-engaged.
Maybe some things are just spontaneous. And it's really more about the how we're living this married life than it was in that one moment.
Flashback to 1985 when the hair was big, the colors were bright, and the Cards were the National League champs. Don't miss 80s night at Busch Stadium on Friday, September 5th. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home a throwback 1985 National League champs crew neck sweatshirt. Plus, jam out to your favorite 80s hits at a pregame concert by Decade of Decadence. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/theme.
This is Willie McGee, St. Louis Cardinals for the loop.
Hola amigos, this is Polo Asensio, Spanish broadcaster for your Cardenales, inviting you to Fiesta Cardenales presented by State Farm on September 7th. With a theme ticket, fans will take home a lightweight Cardenales hooded pullover. Don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. A
Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, get ready to text and join our conversation with Max on football movies. But first, let's go to Captain Paul Kopsky, see how traffic's moving along.
Are you tired of looking at those old, worn-out floors? Have you been dreaming of new hardwood floors? Well, then you should start dreaming about Boardwalk Hardwood. It's their annual warehouse sale going on right now through the end of September at all 4 locations. At Boardwalk Hardwood Floors, half off new floors. You can get half off inventory and factory specials and up to 25% off special order items. Their showrooms, 4 of them at Boardwalk Hardwood Floors, are filled with beautiful styles, great budgets, from timeless classics to modern designs and everything in between. Your home will look beautiful with gorgeous hardwood floors. Rich, stunning hardwood floors, courtesy of BoardwalkHardwood.com. For 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. And if you need hardwood floors, it's their annual warehouse sale now through the end of September at all 4 locations. Boardwalk Hardwood or BoardwalkHardwood.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country. When you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
Connect with a local divorce attorney today. Text LEGAL66 to 323232. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
I know Graybar for cable and connectivity. But there's one more thing you should know us for that can help optimize your project's total value, like our comprehensive electronic solutions for security, AV, wireless, and networking, or our specialized job site services, like material staging and kitting, or maybe our logistics specialists who can help you identify efficiencies and ensure just-in-time delivery. So consider what one more thing you may need to optimize your bottom line and get to know us for that. Yep, Graybar does that.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy. Best Buy Flooring.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
What's on at the movies?
What's on at the movies? And now it's Max on Movies on the Heidi Glaus Show. Here is KTRS's very own movie guru, Max Moisey on the Big 550, the movie talk of St. Louis.
Well, as I mentioned, our show is short today because Mizzou football kicks off. So we're making football movies the center of our conversation with Max Foisey this afternoon.
Hi, Heidi.
How are you, Max?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. Hello, Josh. Hello, Joe. Nice to be on the air with all of you today. I was originally going to do cat movies because we did dog movies a couple of months ago, and there is a movie that's out now about somebody who has to take care of a cat and then all kinds of crazy things.
What's the name of that movie?
Caught Stealing. It's like his Austin Butler's ex Zoe Kravitz says, "Hey, can you watch my cat for a minute?" But then all heck
breaks loose.
And I thought that'd be fun. But then Josh is like, guess what? It's a big day. We got Mizzou football, but also the kickoff of the college season, and of course the NFL starting. And then there's a movie coming out, a horror film called Him, all capital letters. And it's about a young wannabe quarterback who goes to the compound of an aging superstar quarterback, think like Tom Brady type, who says, yeah, I'll take you under my wing, but then I think there might be like a Faustian bargain or something, because it's called Him in capital letters. So I'm guessing it's going to be
when does that come out?
Like a next month.
Well,
in a couple
know
weeks.
Tom Brady sold his soul.
Well, I think whoever wrote
to
this
Bill Belichick
must have had
it about him in mind.
They must have had that idea. So I thought football movies actually works, and I was going to do this, but then also real quick. Before you brought me on, I like to eavesdrop on what you guys are talking about.
Well, we always want you to be a part of the conversation.
There are two kinds of people. There are people who, when they're going to make a proposal to their significant other, that they want to make a spectacle out of it, because they know that their significant other would love to be on that Jumbotron or in the Eiffel Tower or in Antarctica on a cruise. Other people, like Heidi and like me, might want something more intimate.
Yes.
And so if I
Meaningful.
proposed in my living room of my old apartment, that was a wonderful experience, because that's what I did.
I want
love
you to
hearing
travel
that.
5,000 miles, spend thousands of dollars.
No thanks.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. You got to know your person.
Oh,
And
Katie would have
that's-
been horrified if I did anything in public.
Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Julie Buck was in the room when we were talking about this earlier, and we were, well, it's football, Mizzou starting, we could do football movie. And she said, why don't you do tiger movies? And I was thinking to myself, boy, Julie. And then I was like, but there's probably a bunch of tiger movies out there.
When I was researching football movies, because if you type football into the World Wide Web, it thinks you mean soccer and not American football. And I thought,
soccer movies.
There's a list we could definitely do. There's a ton of soccer movies, which I didn't realize.
And they're going to redo Bend It Like Beckham, I think.
I think you're
And
right.
I think that's a
yes.
great
It's a
movie.
really wonderful film.
Yeah.
But we'll do soccer movies down the road, and we will do tiger movies when we do the cat movies, because that's going to happen.
Oh,
'Cause
I love
counts.
that.
'Cause
Yeah,
I love
it
cats.
does.
Yes, but let's talk about football movies. I've got 6 of them here. Not going to do anything too popular, like Brian's Song or Longest Yard, all the ones that
Rudy.
everyone Rudy. Which was the first one that Carney brought up because he hates that movie, which I think is interesting.
Why does he hate Rudy?
I don't know. How can he hate Sean Astin? Everybody loves Sean Astin.
Sean Astin is whose son?
John Astin.
Well, yeah, but who's
Gomez
his mom?
Adams?
Yeah, but who's his mom?
Patty Duke, I believe, was his
Yes.
yeah.
Or
Yes.
I think
mom or stepmom?
I think stepmom.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah. But I'm sure 84126, the
Oh,
audience
you
will let us know.
they will.
Let's talk about football movies. The first one I have for you is more of a black comedy / action film set around Christmas. And so that could be any movie written or directed by Shane Black, because all of his stuff is set around Christmas.
Lethal Weapon.
Even when he did an Iron Man movie, did Iron Man 3, and he still
was Christmas
snuck
time.
Christmas in.
Yeah.
'cause that's
What
what
is
he
the
does.
obsession?
I don't know, but it's called The Last Boy Scout.
Oh my gosh! I was going to ask if you're going to bring this up.
This is a movie that is, I believe, in current pop culture, roundly hated, and I don't know why, because I saw it when I was a kid, and I loved it. I saw it at the Dollar Show in Daytona
I've never
Beach.
seen it.
Bruce Willis.
Yes,
Damon Wayans.
Bruce Willis is this disgraced cop who's about to lose everything, and Damon Wayans is a disgraced football player who's about to lose everything, but they team up because there's something nefarious going on in the league. The opening scene, if you remember, Joe knows what I'm talking about. It's in the rain, and this guy is about to score this touchdown, and he pulls out a revolver on the field and shoots other players. It's an amazing opening scene. But Last Boy Scout is a really good, dark, black comedy film.
That's a Shane Black.
Shane Black,
It makes so
absolutely,
much
yeah.
sense.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got all the hallmarks. Another one that I'm surprised this one has not been remade. It's a favorite of Quentin Tarantino. It's a pretty bonkers premise. It's called Black Sunday. Have you guys seen this one?
No.
1977. So this is a movie where there is somebody who's suffering from PTSD from being a veteran. I think before we even had that kind of terminology, he gets a job as, I don't know if it was actually Goodyear because they might not have wanted their name on it, but a blimp pilot, right? And he decides, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill myself, and I'm going to take a lot of people with me. During the Super Bowl in Miami.
I feel like there's a theme here.
Well, it starts dark. I end with a comedy.
Does it get better?
Don't worry, it does. But so it's got a pretty incredible cast and names that you would know. And the whole thing is tension because he's got the wherewithal, he's got the blimp, and the Super Bowls. Everybody's there. In this universe, the president is invited to the Super Bowl, so the president's there, and you just think, will the authorities find out and stop him before he detonates all the C4 in this blimp over Orange Stadium in Miami?
Oh my God, Robert Shaw.
Yeah, Robert Shaw is in it. Yeah, fantastic.
Bruce Dern.
Black Sunday, really good film.
Black Sunday.
And that's
pretty good.
It was one of Tarantino's favorites. Okay, the last darker one I have before we get into the more comedic ones, or at least just regular dramas. This one's called Big Fan, and it stars Patton Oswalt.
I haven't seen this, but it sounded like the most uncomfortable watch.
That is the exact word for this movie, uncomfortable. He plays this parking lot attendant who loves the New York Giants. He loves the New York Giants so much that his entire personality is the New York Giants. He paints his face. He wears the colors. He
doesn't call into the radio shows.
Here's the thing. He's a super poor guy. He doesn't really have enough money to even make ends meet, let alone go to a game. So he doesn't go to the games, but he listens on his transistor radio, and he loves sports talk radio. And he calls himself like Josh from St. Louis. And so he calls it every night. Oh, we got Josh from St. Louis. Yeah, let me just tell you about the New York Giants. And this is his whole life. He's rather pathetic, if we can just go that far. One day he's at a bar and he sees his favorite player on the New York Giants. And the movie's called Big Fan because he goes up to him and says, "Oh my Lord, I'm a big fan." And things just go haywire from there. It does not work out well. Wow. It's a pretty disturbing movie. Really enjoyed it though. I know I'm making everybody really sad with all my picks.
I think maybe concerned about you, but that's a whole different thing.
This does speak to the speaker.
Yeah. So to go back to the other one real quickly, Sean Astin, somebody from the 636, I thought Patty Duke was his biological mom. John Astin always thought he was his dad until she announced his biological father. So maybe we have it flipped.
Could be. Yeah. I know that there's a lot of intrigue there with his. I know he
doesn't look like Gomez.
He was very close to Gomez though. He had a really great relationship. I think the texter is right that Patty Duke was his mom.
I'm thinking so too.
All right, so we've got The Last Boy Scout, Black Sunday, and Big Fan. Let's move on to Oliver Stone, who is a filmmaker that's never done anything small. Everything is always gigantic and over the top and a ton of edits and in your face. And he thought, well, the NFL is perfect for my kind of filmmaking. Let's also hire an actor who doesn't do anything with any kind of nuance, and that would be Al Pacino. Yeah, and he did a movie called Any Given Sunday.
Yes,
and it's about how corrupt the league can be. But because of that, the NFL said, we're not going to sign off on this.
Giving you our logos.
And so instead of the Dolphins, which was supposed to be in the movie, it's the Miami Sharks, which is really dumb and ridiculous. And does take you out of the movie. When Cameron Diaz introduces the new, she's like, well, I'm going to whip these sharks into line. You're like, the sharks. But other than that, it's a pretty dynamic film. It's got Jamie Foxx. It's got some pretty good people in it.
And the Sharks were, their uniforms were black. Do you think he could have got away with making them the teal and orange?
Probably not.
I think the NFL,
I think they were pretty. It wasn't Goodell. It was whoever the commission was before that. They really didn't. That was a big controversy when that movie was coming out, which probably helped the box office. A movie that did get NFL cooperation is a much more benign film, but still interesting because it makes draft day interesting. Now, we all watch the draft now, at least night one on TV, but before that happened, there was a movie that we know here at the Big 550 because for some reason there's a bunch of coffee mugs in our kitchen that have Kevin Costner on them from the movie Draft Day. I don't know why, but there's like 10 of them in our kitchen. But this is a really fun film that has... you have to look past the Sean Combs cameo.
Okay.
It's just, that's one of the things.
It didn't age well.
It didn't age well, but you've got Jennifer Garner in this.
Does he play himself?
No, he plays a sports rep. He's
an agent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's not in it too much, but Jennifer Garner's in it. She's great, and Kevin Costner plays a CEO with the Cleveland Browns, and so they use real teams here. And it's draft day, and he's trying to get certain players, and it actually gets you super involved with. I hope they sign Joe Davis for this. It's really interesting.
Let me guess. I haven't seen it, but let me guess. He drafts a terrible quarterback that doesn't work out. Because it is the Browns.
If it was the Browns, yes,
it is
exactly.
the Browns, after all.
The movie does. The only annoying part is I don't care about the Browns at all, and the movie does go that extra mile of trying to get you to care about the Browns. No, thank you. And my final one is a comedy from 1986. I remember this always being on TV for some reason, on like TBS or something. So I think I watched it a lot when I was growing up, but always out of order. Because sometimes you'd catch the ending, sometimes you'd catch the beginning, because it was just always on. And this is a fish out of water movie that is definitely set in the 80s. It was made in 86 because when you have all of the racial jokes and the gender jokes, you just have to remember this was 1986. It was a different time, but I'm talking about...
It was Necessary Roughness.
No, a decade before that. This is Wildcats.
Oh, is that Goldie Hawn?
Goldie Hawn, with the one and only Goldie Hawn. This is one where her father is a really well-known college football coach, and she wants to be a coach, but of course women can't be coaches.
No.
And so they say, fine, you can be a coach of a high school team. She goes, that's great. An inner city high school team. And it's hilarity ensues because she's a white lady. She's going to a black school.
This was always on TV.
Yeah, right? Wildcats was always on. And of course, she wins the players' respect, and they end up defending her. They win a bunch, and she's like, wow, look, women can do things too. And it's a feel-good story, but it goes through a lot of 1980s gags to get there. But it was always on TV. I think it's kind of forgotten now. One of those films you probably couldn't make today.
Yeah.
It's called Wildcats.
What about the Tom Brady for 80 with was Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin?
The only Tom Brady movie I'm going to watch is if he's in Him playing the devil.
How do you really feel?
I think would be great casting.
Yeah, well,
Wasn't there a
typecasting?
I was sitting, it was a Sunday, and I was young, and I was probably hungover, and the TV was on, and I'm flipping through, and I see this movie called Gus, and it's about a mule that's a place kicker.
Oh,
do you remember this?
How hungover were you?
I feel like
kept watching
I feel
it.
like Don Knotts was in it.
Wow.
Anybody remember Gus on the
I
text
remember
line?
Francis the Talking Mule. That was a very
Did
famous.
she kick footballs?
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
see it. There's like
Wow.
9 of those.
Somebody says Varsity Blues and Lucas are both pretty
Oh,
good.
Lucas.
I don't remember Lucas.
With Corey Haim and the redhead from Goonies. She was in it.
Can't think of her name right
He
now.
was a little kid, and
Is that Winona Ryder's first movie, Lucas?
was she?
I
Yeah,
thought
she
there
was in it. She
Lucas
was his
Haas
friend.
was in that. Yeah. I think that was
Yeah.
her very first movie. I've never seen that actually. I didn't know it had anything to do with football.
Huh.
Yeah, he was real little for his size, and then he always picked on him, and then he wanted to join the football team.
Somebody else said a great movie is The Replacement with Keanu Reeves. Is that about football?
And Gene Hackman playing the coach. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Good one.
You guys keep these coming up. LL Cool J is in both Wildcats and Any Given Sunday.
That's right. Also in Wildcats, I think you've got early roles from Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
And I think Woody Harrelson as well.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really great to see them as kids.
I love you guys on the text line. Somebody else says The Water Boy. Just coming
Yeah.
up with so many other suggestions.
Man, though I was such a big Adam Sandler guy, and I still am. I think he's really talented, really funny. But Waterboy was one, maybe his first one that didn't
It was
connect with
so
me.
Yeah.
That I just thought, you know what? I liked Billy Madison. And then
Was it Daddy's Boy, or what was the
Yeah.
one where he was
Big
Satan's
Daddy.
Big
Oh.
Daddy? No,
Yeah.
Big Daddy was
Oh,
good.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky was
Yeah.
so stupid.
Somebody else said, do not forget The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
And then the remake of that one. And somebody's with you. They remember Gus.
I think the remake of Longest Yard had its premiere here at the Tivoli
Oh,
when
I
that was
think you're
still a theater
right.
because Nelly
was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one.
They should do a remake of Gus.
Starring Josh Gilbert.
The
As
place
the-
kicking. I'll be Don Knotts.
As the donkey?
No.
As Gus.
Bah, 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 bah. I don't want to scoop Heidi's Hollywood, but did you see the Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson?
Don't do it.
Okay.
I don't have
That's
a
in
lot
your-
of great.
In your
I
Hollywood?
did see it.
Yeah,
I did see it.
you guys, I'll tell you about it coming up at about
Stay tuned for that one.
yeah 4:20. It's
All
what
right.
it'll be the second story on there. So somebody else said Semi Tough. What is that one?
Semi Tough is Burt Reynolds. He, I think it was a follow up to Longest Yard. They wanted to do another kind of. I'm pretty sure that was right. Isn't Semi Tough? Or am I thinking North
What
Dallas?
about Little
40?
Giants?
Little Giants?
Yeah,
I
okay.
think Jonathan Lipnicki's in
There
there.
are a ton. We will down the road do soccer movies as well and cat movies.
All right.
Why
Somebody
not?
says Wildcats with Goldie. We talked about that one.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Somebody
Cat
else saying
movies.
that the Longest Yard remake, where the premiere was at the Tivoli, and they were there.
Oh, great.
So how cool is that?
I believe I was there, too, and I think you were there, too.
I think I
right?
was, too. Yeah.
I think you and I were there back in the day.
Whatever year that was. What's coming up this weekend?
This weekend, we're going to be talking to author Chris DeVille, who has written a book called Such Great Heights, exploring the indie rock explosion of the early 2000s, specifically how the movie Garden State brought about a whole bunch of interest in a whole lot of bands like Iron and Wine and Bon Iver and the Shins, and how indie rock has gone from being outsider music to embraced by Taylor Swift on albums like Evermore. And so you wrote a whole book about this trajectory from college rock to the biggest star in the world.
I think that is fascinating. We'll be listening,
Thank you so
Max.
much.
Thank you.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have 2 locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple of screws.
were having Mass, I guess what he didn't factor in was that the doors would be locked. Because if the doors hadn't been locked, this conversation you and I are having would be multiple times worse. If he'd have walked in there with 3 weapons where he'll literally look kids in the eye and shoot them, and not be unencumbered by a window, I mean, we're talking, well, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, that would be awful. So do they lock the church constantly when there is Mass or when there's a school Mass, or was this just by accident?
No, apparently. And I've done security audits for churches before. It's not uncommon for them at some point when they have a service, or in this case, a lot of kids from basically first grade all the way up through the 8th grade together in the church for Mass, and they do lock the doors. And I think maybe they had just locked them. Now he had rigged the exit doors,
right?
So they wouldn't have been able to get out. So obviously his plan was to go inside, trap them, and commit mayhem. So that, as I said, that got altered. But the bigger question again, Heidi, that I've probably been asked 24 times in the last 2 days is, how was he able to pull this off and nobody knew about it?
Exactly. Were there signs?
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if any of us read this manifesto, it would be, it's almost like a poster child for a mass shooter, what he's written in here. But mass shooters tend to be hermits, even the younger ones. They hide stuff, and they do it not in their home. He's 23. The FBI and the Minneapolis police searched 3 residences yesterday, but they haven't told us where he lived or who he lived with. So he may, I don't know how much connection he has to his family. They still haven't been able to find his mother, who used to work at the church. I don't know. I wouldn't read anything into that yet. So there's that. The police chief did comment earlier today that they have interviewed friends and relatives. So insight into him with those 3 searches, they've not shared everything I think that they have in reference to social media stuff. It'll paint a bigger picture of him, but will it actually clarify motive? Because he doesn't really come out and say that this was about being anti-Catholic or against the religion. I think he has some negative things to say, but having said that, he has dozens of negative things to say.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's from that vantage point, he's not different from other mass shooters.
Got it. Well, I hate that we are talking to you about another mass shooting, and sadly, we'll probably talk to you about another one until we figure all this out. Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst, thank you always for sharing your thoughts with us.
You're welcome. Take care, Heidi.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Franzen. Minneapolis is mourning the loss of 2 children after yesterday's mass shooting. 18 others were injured when the shooter opened fire at the Catholic school during Mass. Police are still working to determine a motive, but say evidence recovered indicates the suspect was full of hate. ABC's Alex Perez says a makeshift memorial is growing.
There's been a steady stream of people all day stopping by here, laying flowers, quietly praying, really leaving their last respects to those people who lost their lives inside that church. People who wanted to come here this church means a lot to so many in this community, so it's become a point where so many have come to gather to try to console each other.
CDC workers in Atlanta staging a clap-out today, lining the streets outside headquarters in support of top CDC officials who resigned in protest of policy changes at the agency, including over vaccines. And it follows the firing of new CDC Director Susan Monarez, the Senate-confirmed Trump appointee, vowing to stay. Just weeks after a migrant facility in the Florida Everglades called Alligator Alcatraz opened, the center will soon be void of detainees. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has more.
A state official says the detention facility will likely be empty in the coming days after a judge ruled that Alligator Alcatraz must shut down by this fall. Now, the facility has been the target of multiple lawsuits, including over its environmental impact, given its location in the middle of the Everglades. It opened just last month, costing an estimated $400 million in taxpayer money to build.
In New Orleans tomorrow, the city will mark 20 years since Hurricane Katrina caused levees to fail and storm surge and floodwaters inundated the region. It followed days of Katrina making multiple landfalls near the Louisiana and Mississippi border. Out of more than 1,800 deaths, nearly 1,400 people died in New Orleans. You're listening to ABC News.
It's Miller Furniture's Labor Day clearance event going on now through September 9th.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture and Mattress, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Right now, you'll save up to 75% off our list price on all in-stock furniture and up to 50% off select custom orders at our Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville showrooms.
Plus, shop our Stickley galleries in Fairview Heights and Belleville and take 40% off MSRP on all in-stock and custom order Stickley furniture. We have new and fresh looks on display like Flex Steel leather reclining sofas with power headrests and lumbar support, or our unique heirloom quality Amish-made furniture.
Are you ready to sleep better and save big? Right now, save up to $800 on select adjustable mattress sets from Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster. Or get half-price Chatham & Wells mattresses with the purchase of an adjustable base.
Don't miss our Labor Day clearance event going on now through September 9th. And check out Miller Furniture on Facebook for additional sales offers and new showroom arrivals.
At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
85 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery has been indicted in federal court. The indictment is for one count of deprivation of rights under color of law. The charge is related to when Deputy Jail Commissioner Tammy Ross was placed in handcuffs during an incident at the St. Louis Justice Center. Montgomery pleaded not guilty to those charges earlier today. The city of St. Louis is taking more steps to help those impacted by the May 16th tornado.
This morning, Mayor Kara Spencer announced the formation of two committees. One of those is the Resident and Community Recovery Advisory Committee. Residents and business owners in the impact zone, as well as community members who serve those in the impact zone, are invited to apply to serve on this committee. This committee will advise Spencer and the newly established Recovery Office on the city's recovery vision and priorities. The other committee is the Civic Leaders Recovery Advisory Committee, which is comprised of local leaders. More information about these committees is available on the website of the City of St. Louis. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
Citizens for Modern Transit is kicking off a 12-week session of its 10 Toes in Transit program, which enables older adults to explore area attractions. It began this morning with a MetroLink ride to downtown St. Louis and then a walking tour of the old courthouse led by a National Park Service tour guide. Over the next 12 weeks, registered participants will use MetroLink and MetroBus to participate in other walk groups that will explore other popular destinations in the metro area. A trial date has been set for a man accused in a murder-for-hire plot in the Metro East. Sammy Schaefer is scheduled to go on trial April 13th. He's charged in the death of his wife's girlfriend, Portia Rowlands. The 32-year-old was shot outside of her Collinsville home in January. The Illinois Commerce Commission is holding a public forum on Ameren, Illinois' $131 million gas rate hike request. The public forum will be held from 7 until 9:30 tonight at New Life Community Church in East St. Louis. And today is the day that most new laws take effect in Missouri.
Senate Bill 22 creates new provisions relating to the treatment of summary statements prepared by the Missouri General Assembly for ballot measures. Missouri Senate Minority Floor Leader Doug Beck of Afton says some senators work toward making Senate Bill 22 what he believes to be fairer.
Having these things so we make sure that this is fair and the language is proper for the folks to see and be able to, they don't get confused.
In all, 63 bills were signed into law from this year's regular legislative session, plus 3 from the first extra session. Lawmakers are now just 2 weeks removed from the annual veto session, which by law can last up to 10 calendar days. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Dean Morgan.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. Developer and landlord Green Street is taking legal action against a co-founder of the Bark K Dog Park and Bar, claiming it's owed more than $245,000. Bark K closed its Forest Park Southeast location, owned by Green Street, in July as it shuttered all sites and filed for bankruptcy. And now a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. In the markets at close, the Dow is up 72 points at 45,637. NASDAQ up 115 at 21,706. And the S&P 500 up 20 at 6,501. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, we check in with Paul. Our forecast calls for mostly clear skies tonight, an overnight low in the low 60s, sunny tomorrow with a high of 87. At 4:08, sunny, 85 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
Are you or a family member needing to sell your home? Then call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I will buy your home in any condition and always as is. Call me at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. No contingencies, no inspections, just cold hard cash. I'll save you time and money. So make that call now and let me buy your house. RobankProperties.com. That's ROBANG Properties.com.
Julie Buck here for the Only Facial. If you want great skin, and I mean, who doesn't, then pop into the Only Facial and get a facial. They've got so many steps to this process, and it's one price, $125. No tipping, no upsells, no product sales. Just a fabulous facial, including microderm abrasion and dermaplaning, and of course, therapeutic massage, just to name a few of the things that will happen during your facial at the Only Facial, with locations all over St. Louis. Also in Overland Park, Kansas, too. So if you're in the KC area, you'll know that you can just go to the Only Facial and get that same facial that you know and love, that you get in Frontenac, that you get in Clayton, that you get in Columbia, Missouri, Sunset Hills, all over town. Look for it. They're pink. You can't miss them, and it's fabulous. It's called The Only Facial, and you can find out more online and book now, too, at theonlyfacial.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Thursday afternoon, August 28th, Greenhouse Venture breaks ground on Education Center for St. Louis students. St. Louis students are about to get a taste of what the Shaw neighborhood has been growing for years, thanks to the forthcoming state-of-the-art education center designed as a hub for agricultural education. It marks a milestone in a multi-year fundraising effort at Greenhouse Venture, which is a St. Louis-based organization with a mission to educate, excite, and equip an inclusive population of elementary students to pursue a sustainable world through a hands-on program in bioscience and urban agriculture. The center's design will emphasize sustainability and accessibility, from solar panels to high-efficiency heating and cooling and plumbing systems to rain barrels and a rain garden. The center will enable us to expand our program beyond just our current neighborhood to the city that we serve, and to take our program to other schools in the region and even around the country. That's according to Greg Workman, Greenhouse Venture spokesperson. They had a conversation with St. Louis Magazine, and the pictures look amazing. The new center will offer opportunities for students to engage in innovative approaches such as aquaponics, rooftop gardening, and vertical frame farming. The curriculum at the Education Center will primarily focus on grades 4th through 8th, and Greenhouse Ventures hopes that students will also connect what they grow in the greenhouses or the gardens with the choices they make in their own kitchens and lives. Students take a large portion of what they grow home with them, and the rest is donated to Operation Food Search, which is super cool. Greenhouse Venture will also be utilizing the new center to continue its partnership with UMSL researchers. The center will break ground on September 4th with a target opening of fall of next year. So super cool.
Have you ever tried to grow vegetables?
I mean, maybe we had cherry tomatoes. I didn't do it. Marcia did, and she did pretty well with those, but I wish I was better at it.
You got to be very diligent. You have to use fertilizer.
Yeah.
You have to spray them. You have to water them.
I can't even keep a
all the
plant
time.
alive.
It takes a lot of work.
It does.
But it's so rewarding when you make a caprese salad.
With your own tomatoes.
Yes.
And there are long been studies about kids and gardening, and if you want them to try to eat something, let them grow it, because same thing, they really want to try it.
That's so great.
Yeah.
We grew basil for the caprese salad.
Marcia does grow a bunch of herbs, but she
Yeah.
does it in her office with a little light.
Inside.
Yeah.
Have I told you this story? We got this huge basil plant, and it grew, and it was great, and we pulled the leaves off, and we made caprese. We were going to do the pesto and all that stuff. And then I go back out to pick more basil a couple weeks later. Well, my wife had put up a bird feeder, and it just so happened to be right above the basil plant. I go out to pull some leaves off.
Everything's dirty.
Covered in bird droppings.
Yeah, that was bad placement.
Duh. Where's our duh sounder? Duh. I took a picture of my wife and said, "We're moving the bird feeder."
Did she say, oops?
How did we not think of that?
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
sure.
I don't think of it until it happens. The Dome at America Center is facing a $67 million funding gap, so says Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick. They did an audit of the Dome at America Center, and they say they need to make up $67 million. The St. Louis,
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. St. Louis Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority, they shorten it to RSA, mercifully, thank you so much, is the one that's in charge. They dispute some of the findings, but they also say that there are other issues at play. Also, St. Louis County has come out and said they don't want to donate to the Dome anymore, even though they're still taking a 3% hotel tax off. They're not giving it. They charge the tax for the Dome. They're just not giving it to them anymore. So they're still going to charge you the tax to stay in St. Louis County. Here's where things get really weird. The CVC, Convention and Visitors Commission, they operate the Dome. They run the events. They, the football games and the monster truck pulls and the shows and the Beyonce and this and that. But they keep the money from the events. They don't give the money to the RSA to upkeep the Dome. So something's got to give here. And the mayor has weighed in. The governor has weighed in. Something has to give, and we'll figure out what that is in the coming weeks and months. But can you imagine if we didn't have the dome anymore?
No, I don't want to think about it. I think it needs to be redone and kind of refurbished as far as that goes. When we were in Nashville last weekend, are the Titans building a new stadium already?
Are they?
It's what it looks like. There's a stadium going up right beside
Nissan
Nissan Stadium, but that one's not even that old, is it?
They never are anymore.
I know.
They never are. They're 20 years old, and they're like, we need a new one.
Yeah.
And then they ask us to pay for it.
Seems to be the standard.
Here's my thought. The state and the city gives the football team a 0% interest loan.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you build your football palace, pay us back.
Yeah.
You know, over 10, 20 years. Pay us back. But they won't, because in 20 years they want a new one.
That is probably
Joe,
true.
Are they building?
Yes, they are. It'll be open in 2027. The $2.2 billion stadium.
And I guess that also makes it a viable spot for the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I mean, it probably, you know, there's reasons to the insanity.
Every time you build a new stadium, you have to think it has to be cool enough to host a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The thing they're building in Cleveland is like $3 million, I think. It's crazy.
$3 million or $3 billion?
I'm sorry, $3 billion.
Yeah,
$3 billion.
that
$3
is
million
the
won't even
case.
get you a high school football stadium anymore.
That is the truth.
But at least they're leaving that Titans stadium in the perfect spot. It's right there at the end of, is it Broadway, Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
It's right there at the end of Broadway. After the games, you can walk down to all the honky-tonks and all that. It's a great spot for it.
Oh, it's fantastic. So, and they're building it right beside it, kind of
Good.
like we did with Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Coming up, we'll talk a little more entertainment news.
Barbecue, and everybody wants to know where the next great barbecue place is. And if you're looking for an overnight sensation, it's only 10.
colors like lime green, orange, and dark blue, and it even has her logo on it. She's been known to join Questlove's Uno game nights, and she has a strong opinion about the way to play the game. She says you got to stack all the pluses and reverse the reverses. I don't even know exactly what that means.
Reverse.
Yeah. You can buy Billy's edition of Uno on September 9th for $22 from Mattel, or sign up to be notified.
Is Uno
on her
having a
website.
renaissance?
We play Uno. I mean, we have a couple games.
Like, I would rather play spades or hearts.
When's the last time you played Uno?
Probably 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Play it and see.
It was fine, but
No,
I don't
if you're
know,
playing 15 years ago, you don't get to weigh in.
game night, like every week.
It's fun.
Okay. All right.
Jelly Roll has now shed more than 200 pounds. He's celebrating his weight loss in style. He hopped on a motorized scooter in Berlin, Germany. He posted a video saying, "This is big news in my world. I haven't been skinny enough to ride a scooter in like 8 years. No, 12 years, 10 years. He's overseas right now on his first European tour, supporting, of course, Post Malone on the big blank world tour. Lainey Wilson said there are so many fake AI photos of her online that it's getting really weird. After she got engaged to former Steelers quarterback Doug Hodges, the internet was flooded with AI wedding photos. None of them, of course, real. One where she's got 6 fingers and she's holding a pregnancy test. And she said it's definitely freaks her out. People were really believing it. They're calling my parents, being like, they're already married, and the problem isn't just that these photos are misleading. Many of them are coming from Facebook pages designed to drive traffic to shady third-party websites, buying and selling random merchandise. So she's basically saying, be very wary. The fake photos and posts aren't just annoying. They're actively misleading her fans and family while profiting off of that confusion. And how about this? 22 years ago on this day, in 2003, Madonna shared that infamous kiss with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera at the MTV Video Music Awards.
I don't get what all the hype was about. Who cares?
Who cares is right, but that was a different time, 22 years ago. Couple of birthdays today. Leanne Rimes is 43. Jack Black is 56. Jason Priestley, of course, Brandon Walsh on Beverly Hills, 90210, 56. Shania Twain is the big 60, and Jennifer Coolidge is 64. That is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS. Let's wrap this show up so Mizzou football pre-show can get started. What kind of randoms you got over there?
Well, the underscore was originally added to the typewriter keyboard so people could underline words.
Oh.
I mean, you used to type on typewriters, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to underline something, would you have to go back and then hit the underscore button?
I don't think I ever underlined anything. That was too much for me.
Take out a good old-fashioned pen
and do it. Try to keep it straight with a ruler.
5 most common names in movie scripts are Jack, John, Frank, Sam, and Paul.
Okay.
Apparently.
Makes sense.
And then Leonardo da Vinci struggled through his 20s and 30s and didn't get his big break until he was 43 with The Last Supper.
Interesting. So well, he was on Growing Pains.
No, that was...
Who'd you...
Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, I thought you were saying...
Leonardo da Vinci. Did I say DiCaprio?
Yeah, I thought you did.
You did too.
I'm pretty sure you did.
All right.
Okay. I was going to say he was a kid star. All right, you got
Da Vinci, people.
Okay.
High art here.
Don't think that's what you said, but oh well.
Roll
you
the tape
guys,
back.
we are out of here so that Mizzou football pre-game can begin. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully broadcasting out of the studio, live from my neighborhood in the Gateway Cup. So you'll have to swing by and say hi. It all starts at 3 o'clock. Hope you'll join us. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
A legendary weekend is coming to the Lou. Don't miss the Stiefel Charity Classic presented by Compliance Solutions, September 4th through 7th at Norwood Hills Country Club. Watch PGA Tour champions compete and enjoy a live performance by music sensation OAR at Friday's community concert presented by